Mighty Pen Podcast.
Welcome back to Scrablin' Town. Scrablin'. It's good to be back. This is JoeSolo 9, I believe. And we've had a very busy couple of months here in quarantine. And we're just staying really busy. I just knocked out the script for a comic I wrote called Dear Hearts #1. We think we found the right team for that one. We're trying to get it, going. I'm chipping away at an animated film script for one of my other comics. I did just turn in Fibber 3, and Rob just completed the cover. And speaking of Fibber, Fibber 2 is now up on spidwizcomics.com. A lot of comics up there are free, guys. You can read my comic Fibber, issues 1 and 2, up on Spinwiz right now. Last I looked, I think he had it where it was like, you can read the first 10 pages, and if you liked it, you downloaded it. I think that's what Fibber's going on now, so I don't want to tell everybody free all the time, just in case that's what Joffrey's doing over there. But I do know that Robert Powers, illustrator on Fibber, should be completing Fibber 3 before you know it. And that means the graphic novel's finished too. So the graphic novel will be a compilation of the first 3 issues plus some extra content. That one, I believe I'm going to throw it straight up on Amazon, but it's kind of up to Lily. She manages the project, so we'll see. But I think it's going to be up on Amazon. And speaking of Amazon...
my novel Unkillable Joe is 99 cents indefinitely.
It is on Kindle Unlimited. It is, I Googled it. I was shocked at how many places carry this book. So Unkillable Joe, pretty easy to find if you want to read it. It's just really made it pretty far out there, hasn't it? This little book I'm holding in my hand. Speaking of which,
We did just release the forward, I know, again, of Unkillable Joe last week.
but that's fine though, because we're starting over. I'm going to record 2 chapters at a time. So today I'm recording chapters 1 and 2. This is acting as kind of like the warm up for that. And that'll be up, who knows, soon. We're going to have the second part of our little comedy thing there, Would You Survive with Lily? And then I want to have some other people on. Thank you to everybody. I had a laptop die. My hard drive died. It was cool, though. I took it apart. I learned how to work on it. I tested it out. I mean, it was just messed up. I did lose a bunch of files, but it was funny. It was like, a lot of these pictures that I've had them for a million years. People don't really print out pictures anymore, so you just save them on drive to drive to drive. And over the course of the years, I just kind of had them all on that laptop. And so when it died, I didn't have a lot of that stuff backed up, so I lost a ton of pictures, a lot of files. A lot of old comics I'd worked on, a lot of stuff. It's just gone. And here's the weird part. I'm not sad at all. Like, I kind of didn't care. It was sort of freeing. I don't really want to be the type of guy to save pictures of stuff. Like, I want Lily to save pictures of us and our life and things like that. Or even old pictures of me is fine. But I don't want to be the custodian of my image. I don't want to look at myself all the time as I continue to age. And I just don't care anymore. And I kind of don't care about the past anymore either. I'm sure we can all relate to that, right? You look back at yourself when you were younger and you think, oh God, why'd I do that? Why'd I say that? Why'd I date so-and-so? Why'd I wear that? Why is my hair looking like that? Right? The whole 9. So I'm not alone there. It just doesn't interest me. That's what it is. It's not like some big traumatic thing, but I'm just kind of not interested. I mean, I love catching up with people I went to school with, and we've come round robin, and it's cool to see them have families and grow. And I do enjoy that. I'm not trying to be a cynic. But I stopped thinking about my hometown like the day I moved out of it. I stopped thinking about a lot of towns the day I moved out of them, actually. I'm just not one for harboring a past, and I think that's what I was going against my own nature by trying to save these memories that, memories meant to either fade or dissolve over time if need be. They say a mark of intelligence is how easily one can forget something. I'm running with that because I'm very forgetful. But I don't know. I guess I'm just too excited about the future, man. That's all there is to it. My past kind of sucks. I didn't enjoy it the first time. Was I part of the problem? I am 100% sure that I was part of the problem. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, my life didn't get good until I started rectifying these behaviors and just not doing certain things. One of them, I had to stop dating for a long time before Lily. I saw a couple girls here and there, but for a long time I was alone up here in Colorado on my new adventure. I went to a place where I knew no one. I wanted to write stories. I got shitty jobs. and I wrote my stories, and now here we are. Now my job is to write my shitty stories. So it's pretty cool. I mean, and that also brings this up too. I'm keeping an eye on the time. I'm going to probably do a shout out at 10 minutes here. So, I was kind of thinking like, well, how do you know if you're successful? Is it when you're paying all your bills on it? Well, okay, that's not really that hard to do. That doesn't make you successful, in my opinion. Like when is it? When does it come? And I'm noticing that new things are starting to happen in my life that make me think that I may be doing better as a creator. And some of them are negative. For example,
Trolls and haters and such.
I think you get more of those the better you're doing, right? Like I get this. Here's a good example, and I don't want to invite another bad review, but hey, a review's a review at this point, and I'm evolving on my stance on this. Like I think now if somebody gives me a bad review, I'm still pretty grateful because it helps the algorithm. So, and it incites conversation about your work too, which could sell more copies. So anyway, I've noticed that lately more creators whom I thought were at my level were doing things that like were way beneath them. And I know I'm once in a while I'll put something up on my wall that's politically charged on occasion. But I kind of word it in a way where it's not it's generally not a direct. I've been guilty before because if I can wake up out of a dead sleep and I read a piece of news that angers me in such a way, I'm just like you guys. I'm prone to posting something just to poke at the other side and so on. And most of you guys listening know exactly how I feel about certain things, but just in case you're wondering, I'm on the good side. Okay? There's a good side and a bad side. Oh, it's gray area in life. Life's not good or bad. Bullshit. There is good and bad. In some cases, it's just good and bad. You can debate how much of each later, but on a surface, here's good, here's bad. Clash. Figure it out. That's how you make purple, right? Anyway, I don't know what I'm saying. But every once in a while, I've been guilty. So it's not like, I'm this angel and weird little attacks from other creators are uninvited. Like, I'm sure that I've done something to set somebody off at some point. I'm oblivious to my online footprint. I just Googled myself when I was shocked. It's just a lot of crap up there. Nothing awful, there's just a lot of stuff. Some interviews I'm embarrassed about. But anyway, so I've had creators lately kind of screw with me. And even on my own pages and stuff, I had this guy, we just let this person go. And he showed up on my page starting a ruckus. So of course he looked terrible because I just reiterated exactly what happened. And if anybody listening knows, is on the inner circle and knows what I'm talking about, I will happily recant that tale to anybody that wants to hear about it because I was actually protecting the idiot in question. I wasn't, going to trash him. I'm still not going to name him or anything here. You know who you are. You're probably listening. But he hops on my page to call me out because we had to let him go on something because he fell way contractually short. And in the contract, can I cancel a project if it's going badly? Absolutely. You betcha. So I exercised my right and told him it wasn't going so good. If I gotta wait 3-4 months and I don't have a single character design, I'm gonna keep it moving. So, single completed character design, excuse me.
You guys like the little juicy bits?
You can hit me up because I wasn't gonna say anything. I was actually kind of protecting him. I didn't make any announcements. I didn't say anything. I just quietly closed the page and that was that. And that's what I do. And then when the project kicks back up with the next team, you open back up the page, you get rid of the old art, it's my property. And unfortunately, as an indie creator, it can take many opportunities, many chances to find the right fit for your comic. See the episode with Jason Doobie, owner of Scattered Comics. He runs an art team of about 10 to 12 artists, promoting his book,
Lilith and Mara,
which I believe the Kickstarter will be wrapping up, or the Indiegogo, will be wrapping up by the time this airs. If not, check it out anyway. Lilith and Mara, that's the issue 2. So hit up Jason Doobie and ask him how you can purchase Lilith and Mara. Kind of similar vein to something I was working on. Anyway, as far as like falling outs or anything, here's the deal. If you're listening to this, you know me, whatever. I'm going to let you go. If it's not working out, I'm going to let you go, but I'm not going to crap on you. If I think there's a better fit later on, I'll understand. The project in question is a very ambitious project. And now knowing what I know about production, I now understand how much that can be for an artist. However, when an artist promises me that's no issue, and I go over it like, hey, there's a lot of environment, there's a lot of stuff, it's 120 pages, so on, right? And then you get into the project 3 months and I don't have anything done yet. And you're going, it's overwhelming. Well, guess what? Who saw that coming? That's called the Cassandra complex, when you can see the future, but you're helpless to do anything about it. And that's how many writers feel dealing with a lot of these flaky artists in the scene. And you know who you are, and you guys know who your friends are that are flaky. You know, I got a buddy that we all like. We all like him a lot. Again, no names. But this particular person in question, yeah, he let me know. Yeah, he doesn't get a lot of respect. He's in complete projects. I wouldn't work with him. Wow. And that did turn me off from working with the guy, too. Because I brought him up. I said, I got this side project. I'm thinking maybe 100 a page. What do you think? You know, and he said I wouldn't work with him. So he took a job out of somebody else. But he's also right. I kind of looked at this guy's resume. He hasn't completed anything. You know, for the amount of ish that I talk, I haven't completed too much either. What do I got out? 1 novel and 2 issues of a comic? That's not that big of a deal. So I need to slow my roll, too, as far as like where I think I'm at. Not that I think I'm anywhere. It's just I'm noticing more people are coming out of the woodwork to screw with me. And I'm actually told that that's, you know, there's like more trolls and stuff like that. And that's kind of like a sign that you at least people are perceiving that you're doing something right. You're doing something well, or you're getting somewhere in your field. So it's hopeful. It's kind of like if you ever watched The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. They're looking for that leopard shark that ate his friend. He's going to go either blow it up or whatever. And there's a school of fluorescent snapper. They like make up this fish. And if you see the fluorescent snapper, that means the leopard shark must be nearby. That's his favorite food source. So I'm told that like trolls and people screwing with you is like a precursor to like, here comes your success. So this should be a monster year for me. I am knocking stuff out pretty regular. And although I don't have many things out for you guys to purchase quite yet, other than my novel and a couple of issues of a comic, I would like you to subscribe to this YouTube channel. The YouTube channel. You guys may be listening on Spotify. Look up the Mighty Pen Podcast on YouTube and subscribe there. I got to grow that up. I want to monetize that within the year. So that'd be pretty cool. And I want to gather some more sponsors. So that's the plan anyway. So I have a plan. I have a business plan. Lily and I are always pushing forward. You know, is there holes in our operation? I'm sure. I'm hard, to deal with. I'm sure I'm very eccentric and I don't want to do a lot of things. A lot of our podcast guests, it's kind of tough to get us both scheduled at the same time because I'm cranky and, I want my writing schedule and all this stuff. So, Lily works around me with that. But other than that, like we're pretty solid here, guys. Like we got a good little operation, good little stuff going on. I mentioned Jason Doobie, Scattered Comics. I was impressed when he told me how long most of his artists have been with him. And I actually referred him to somebody I know. I'm not going to say names quite yet because I don't know if it's official, but I believe he's going to be working for them now, and I'm really excited. So one thing that's kind of a goal of mine is I really want to get my friends just jobs they're interested in. I don't know about pay. You guys work out pay. I don't know. Tell them your rates. The other guy says your rates. Fine. But I want you to be like, cool, I'm illustrating comic books every day of the week, with this influx of constant work thanks to this gig I have. And, if you can just make a baseline of money in comics, because there's really no money in comics, and who knows now with this whole disaster. But if you can get a baseline where you can count on a certain amount of money each month, I think then that's a good start. And then you can kind of build on that and start adding things like merch or maybe the odd Kickstarter or something to hook you up. But I'm just doing kind of soft launches, I believe. I believe the Fibber graphic novel is going straight up on Amazon. I don't think I'm going to mess around with another Kickstarter. We failed the last one. It came up at a weird time where I did get a little extension. I got a week-long extension, but I didn't feel comfortable promoting for like 2 weeks. Rob kind of wanted me to cancel it. I just figured let it just peter out. No big deal. Let's just watch it. If we get massively funded at the end, then I'll just brave the post office and we'll deal with all the rewards. But if not, that's probably a good thing, and we'll just release it later on after quarantine when we have it finished. Because we have the first 2 issues done. There's 3 issues total. And that's basically what the graphic novel is issues 1 through 3 compiled with extra content. So I figured it kind of doesn't matter. So now Rob's chipping away at 3. If we get 3 finished, then why don't I just put it up on Amazon, be like,
here's the link, guys.
Go buy the comic if you're into it, and then just start on those royalties right there. So I think that's what we're going to do. And then the other comic that I have in production now, potentially with a team that I'll announce next week, that one is kind of the same thing too. I think I'm going to do 3 issues of that, 24-page issues each, and then a graphic novel and release it.
Yeah.
What do you think of that? So I think when you get enough of this stuff up there and people are consistently buying things and you're consistently promoting different aspects of your IPs and different IPs you've done, I think that's where the money starts to get decent. And if you don't have, you're not paying, let's say you're indie, right? That could actually be very, very lucrative, I think. I'll let you know when we get there, but like, you'll know very honestly, because we'll have like it'll be a JoeSolo about how we're looking at a house, or, you guys will be able to tell when I'm doing better. Put it that way. Right now we're doing okay, but not like, anything crazy. It's just, I'm following my dream and it's starting to take shape. That's all, which is an exciting time, but I feel like I have to keep my eye on the prize and be slick about it. So anyway, let's put a shout out in. First shout out. I love this one. She just sent it in. Thank you so much, because I lost a lot of my shout outs, so people are sending them back in. So if you want to record or create a shout out, guys, all you have to do, mine would be, "Hi, I'm Joe Vallon, the author of Unkillable Joe, which you can find on Amazon, and you're listening to the Mighty Pen Podcast." You hear that? It's got a nice cadence to it, bounces around. So, or you can be creative about it, and here's a great case in point. Here's my good friend, Yenica, who's now going to become a writer. So exciting. Let's listen to her shout out right here.
Hi everyone, this is Janneke de Rooij, death metal vocalist, aspiring writer, aspiring actress, all-around creative person, and you are listening to
the Mighty Pen Podcast.
Keep on listening.
How fun is that? I had to put effects on her voice. And then I met a really nice person on the Twit Faces on Twitter. I'm at Joe Vallon Writer, by the way. I'm generally the one who's chastising the writing community for not really being supportive. Stirring up stuff. But this is the lady I met over there. Let's listen to her shout out right here.
This is JN Supermom, author of So You're Not Supermom, It's Okay. Available on Amazon. And you're listening to the Mighty Pen Podcast.
And there you go. Easy as that. You guys want to do a shout out, just record one and send it to me or Lily, and we'll put it up. I'm collecting everybody's, so I'll put you in rotation. I'll do another one later too. All right, where are we at? We're at about 18 minutes with shout-outs at probably... So let's say we're 20 minutes. We got 10 minutes to talk, okay?
What are we going to talk about?
I'm excited about getting this audiobook up and out on YouTube's for free for you guys. It's going to be a playlist. I'm going to leave the mistakes in, most of them, unless they're really bad. It's not going to be overly edited. It's probably going to sound just like this. I'm sure the forward sounds just like this. So, same mic, right? But I'm not going crazy with it. It's just me reading you guys a story. So if you want to wait till the playlist gets real beefed up, or the entire book is on there, it's going to take a little while. I'm only doing 2 chapters at a time. If you can't wait, go buy it on Amazon. It's 99 cents. Or Kindle Unlimited. Just get it. Just say I want it. Right? And like I always said, if you guys are really broke, it's 99 cents. If you guys are really, really broke, or something's going on, you don't have to explain yourself to me. I really don't care. But hit me up. I will send you everything I've ever made for free. How's that? So right now you get Unkillable Joe, Fibber 1 and 2 for free. So if you're in a terrible place, life's gone bad, because we have this fantasy land like everything's fine for everybody out there. It may not be, right? So let's address, the people that may not be doing good in our community right now, that aren't as lucky as we are. So let's say you're having a rough time, but you got a phone, you got a way to charge your phone. You're going to get back on your feet. You know it. Just right now you're bouncing around. It's kind of scary out there. I've been there. I've been there a couple times. So I can relate. I can definitely relate to that. And I don't want to charge you people anything. Besides, it's not a lot of money. That's what I'm saying. I'm not greedy. I'm not pay full price for I don't care, guys. Buy my stuff when you can. I'll greatly appreciate it. I'm sure over time it'll add up. If I make great stuff, I'm going to have money. How's that? That's what I know. If I can continue to write stuff that people enjoy, I can't fail. There's no way I can fail. I just need more time. That's it. So I'm so relaxed about it. Do I think I'm going to be some mega star writer? God, no. I wouldn't even be interested in that lifestyle if it was offered me. But I really, really, really would like it if my work was kind of famous. That's the thing. Because it's a legacy item to me. Just to know that, I might have wasted the first half in a lot of ways, which is debatable. Because some people say that's why I'm well-rounded, because I had a crazy life. So there may not even be a waste of time. It may have taken me 35 years to incubate and actually, accrue enough stuff to actually write about. You might be the best writer in the world. You might have been educated since you were a little guy, little gal. Always ace in English. Every English teacher always loved you. Went to college, aced English again. You might be a teacher. You might be an editor. We have a lot of editors listen to the show. And that's great. That's amazing. We need you people because you make us look good. But I know a lot of people that have been writing their whole life and really don't have anything to write about. Like at all. They're just really good at it. And it's kind of sad for me because it's like they feel very limited because they're very structured in their mind of how writing works and how they're going to go about it. And a lot of these people wind up in nonfiction, thankfully, because I wouldn't want to write nonfiction. Thank you, you heroes out there. But the whole imagination muscle has wilted in the past few generations, and it's gotten worse and worse. And that's why, if I may slander my own environment, that's why I like YouTube, right? Just constant information. You watch 30, 40 videos and you get up and get a snack, right? It's too much. It's crazy. And now imagine if you just sat there and read a book. That imagination muscle's got to work. Your brain has to tell your mind what it's seeing when you read words. And you just don't get that from watching film or video. I'm a huge fan of film. I'm screenwriting now. But there's just something about novels that I think really enhances that imagination muscle. It really works it. And I think that's needed in order to be a halfway decent writer. Not that I would know. I'm just hypothesizing. I'm not categorizing myself. I'm just saying, I think you need to have a strong imagination to tackle fiction, for sure, especially since everything else has been done. Nobody's going to dispute this point. This is a one-sided, just me talking. But I will say this, if you have it, then it behooves you to really, lean into it and really make a lot of stuff. Because who knows what you're going to stumble on, and we really need new stuff. We need new stuff badly. Common theme of a lot of my interviews on a lot of your guys' podcasts and shows and stuff. You guys always ask me my views on remakes and reboots for some reason. And I think it's because I'm going to say something clickbaity. I think it's because I'm going to say, F that, and no imagination. And you're right, because in the past I have, but I've softened on it recently. If a studio wanted to pay me to write a remake, I probably would. But I will say this, once I feel I have accumulated enough, like financially, to never really rely on anybody again. I'm not saying be rich. I'm saying just my family's set, I don't know what that number is to you. Last I checked, on $1 million, you can get $60,000 a year on that. So let's say you had $2 million, right? And let's say those interest rates are the same. And let's say you're getting $120,000 in interest every year. That's incredible. I could live on that. Totally fine. And where Lily and I want to go isn't expensive anyway. We want our little cabin house, or we want, our little remote place, all that. We're looking to get out of Colorado, actually, get away from Yellowstone, but I no longer fret about it. I'm just not as worried. So we may be looking elsewhere in Colorado. We'll see. But yeah, it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing. I couldn't imagine. Well, that's a weird way to put it, huh? But just picture if you couldn't just sit there and entertain yourself. I would hate that.
It would be awful.
All I need to have a good time is quiet. Really, I'm fine, man. I'm out there. I'm enjoying my stories. I'm getting ready to write something. If I'm not writing, I'm thinking about it, so I can just kind of sit there and watch the story play out, maybe a couple of times in a few different versions before I pick the one I want to try to get down on paper, right? Where are we at now? Oh, 25. Okay, quick break. Let's put in another creator shout out here. This time it's our sponsor and our homeboy, Joffrey Palumbo.
This is Jeff Palumbo, owner of Spinwiz Comics, telling you are that much more awesome for listening to the Mighty Pen Podcast today.
Okay, we're back.
We got a few more minutes and we got to bring it home. I know it's a ramble. That's a JoeSolo. That's what we do. And the main point of the JoeSolo is to just catch you up on what I'm currently working on. And also 2 to 3 creator shout outs. 4 if I'm feeling,
crazy.
But there's been some nice people reaching out lately. You guys know who you are. Everybody that's been kind of supportive and excited about Fibber 3. I'm excited about Fibber 3. That should be done pretty soon. I'm not going to pressure Rob on Fibber 3, just whenever he gets it done. Shout out to my boy, Charles Fiddler. I know you're having some health issues, brother. Hope you're okay. Jason Doobie, thanks for coming on the show. The boys of Sear Nova. What's up? What's up? Scott Mack, how you doing? I'm just looking in my inbox right now, just saying hi to everybody. That's it. Daniel Calvo, nice new friend. Bill McCormick, he did send in a shout out. I will have another one up. He just had some news recently. I saw him post about some sort of thing. Let's see. Who else is here? Anders Carlson from Way High Radio. You're awesome, man. Miss you, buddy. That was one of my first interviews was with him, and it had a very Hunter S. Thompson quality to it. I'll just leave it at that. If you guys ever find it, I found it when I Googled myself. I was laughing listening to it. Oh, anyway. And then that's about it for the shoutouts. But right now, like later today, I am chipping away at my next novel. I did throw out a lot of it just because I wanted to go in a new direction. It's a tragic comedy, so you can make a comedy work in either which way, but I thought of something more tragic and more comedic. I thought of something worse and better. So sometimes that happens, guys. Sometimes you have a great idea, you start working at it, you get 2 months in, and then you have a greater idea in the same vein. It depends on if you're at the point of no return, you're past the halfway point, I would just trudge forward. I would just finish it. And try to incorporate as much of the other ideas you can by going back to the old chapters. But I wasn't really that far, and a lot of stuff was disjointed, and it's just a pure comedy. It is, I wouldn't call it the sequel to Unkillable Joe, but it's certainly related in a way that I don't think will be revealed until book 3. And then there was another book I wanted to do as well. That was kind of a coffee table style book that would be much easier for me to just whip out very quickly between. And then I have a sci-fi horror novel I want to write after that. I am writing the animated film now out of one of my comics that's on pause. What else? And the television show, my pilot, that I haven't quite yet finished either, but it's going to be a quick moving project once I get hammering away. It's just not on the schedule for a couple more weeks, I don't think. So that's where I'm at.
Pushing Unkillable Joe, pushing the Mighty Pen podcast on YouTube. As always, if you're a creator,
I get really upset when you don't post your stuff. Like, I don't understand. Like, what's the disconnect? Like,
Why wouldn't you post your link in the comments? It's not rude. I'm telling you to do it. Do you think you're helping me? Because I gotta tell you, I have to prop those comments up. YouTube hides a lot of them. I gotta go there and make sure I hit like on it, made a comment of my own before YouTube will even show it. So I gotta meet you in the middle just to get your stuff to show. So I don't know what you're thinking, what would be the reason not to post your link? I mean, I know it's not a giant show yet, but we have new subscribers every day now. So it's you don't want a couple extra sales a day or at least a shot at it? Makes zero sense to me.
by the way, if you guys know any place where Lily and I can take advantage of free promotion for any of my work, please hit Lily up at Just Lily Aurora on Instagram or Twitter, and let her know. She'll jump right on it. We should have another newsletter coming out pretty soon. I know we have guests lined up. I don't remember who offhand. Lily knows. Yeah. We got a lot of Scrablins out there that are writing books right now. Soldier on, soldiers. Good luck to ye. I want to see those books at the end of quarantine. I know the country's opening up. I mean, when we all feel safe. Okay, have projects done. Start now. Have projects done by the time we all feel safe. Trust me on that. You're going to feel like a pile if you lay around this whole time and you don't complete anything. Okay? At least I know I would. So if you're anything like me, get to work on your projects, make a schedule every single day, work on that project. You got nothing better to do in many cases. So, and then if you're struggling out there, reach out very discreetly. I won't say a word. I will send you everything that I've ever made. If you're having a hard time, I feel terrible for everybody out there that's having a hard time. I think about you guys all the time. I know what it feels like. I've been there, and I know a lot of Americans are in that spot right now. So I don't want to be a bummer, but I also want to acknowledge people too, because this is a show that, despite my best attempts, still has heart, right? The Mighty Pen. I don't know what this show is. Lily doesn't even know what it is. She doesn't even know how to brand it. Isn't it weird? There's JoeSolos, there's stop motion, there's movie talk, there's video games, there's paintings, God knows what. I think we're leaning away from Twitch, by the way, too. Twitch is too demanding for me. I don't like a schedule. I want to make a bunch of content and Lily can put it up every week. That's it. So, anyway, that's it for me, guys. Again, post your stuff below. I want to see what you're working on, too. I'm very curious. That's how I find most of your work, by the way, too, guys. Is when you post stuff on my thing when I ask you to, I go, whoa. I go, look at it. Brad Case, great case in point. Right? No pun intended. Just made a little horror film down there. Look a couple of vids back in the comments. There's a horror film. It's kind of like a digital haunted house. More than a linear story or whatever. but it's fun. And I never would have watched that without him. So I subscribed to his channel. I liked the video. I made a comment on it. And I really enjoyed it. And it actually opened stuff up because I'm like, well, what if I wrote you a little 10-minute script? Would you go shoot it? And he's like, I'm down. Send me something. So now that opened up that. So I just think that a lot of people, especially creators at what I consider my level, an indie level, right, are just really short-sighted with this stuff. And not all of you need managers, but you all need to take advantage of free promotion every chance you get, because those are like how you inch up. That's how you're going to grow. You'll grow otherwise too, but how many creators do we know that have had the same following since you met them and it was years ago, right? Like
3 out of 5.
And then there's that like 4th out of 5 that they've grown a lot, but they haven't really produced a lot. And you're just kind of going, what are you doing? And then there's like that 1 out of 5 that's consistently made stuff that has grown that you're, very proud to be connected to. Right. So I think that's like the 5 at a 5th. 3/5 of people just don't feel like pushing their stuff. And I don't know why. Anyway. Alrighty. Well, that's it for me. Thanks for tuning in, guys. This has been JoeSolo 9. Exciting things are happening. Post your stuff below. I will go ahead and record chapters 1 and 2 of Unkillable Joe, free audiobook, and that will be up shortly. All right, guys. We'll see you next time on the Mighty Pen Podcast.
The Mighty Pen Podcast.